Alright, this is as fast as I can go. We are 8.4 miles from the supercharger. And we'll take a look at the tire again when we get there, but hopefully we will make it to Raleigh. And unless a disaster happens, the next update on this, you'll get a new video, is when we're in Raleigh and going to the service center and figured out what's going on. Okay, I made it here to the supercharger. Whoops. Let's take one other look at the tire, one last look. See it here? I must be, oh there it is. There's the spot. The spot is right there. You can see how it's caved in on the inside. So it's just not bulged out in this area like it normally is. So whenever it hits that area, it's like, it's realizing it's not round anymore. And that's the cause of all this. I hope it holds out. Hey, this is a follow-up video to the one I did where I had problems with vibration in my Tesla Model X here. I've determined what it is. It's the back passenger tire. It's got like a dimple in it. It's caved in one part. Probably some internal damage that probably can't be fixed. And I've got almost 60,000 miles on these tires. But I'm having trouble. I was in South Carolina when I realized this. I was kind of like middle South Carolina. And there's no service centers there. And I'm heading up to Raleigh eventually, not tonight, but tomorrow morning, and I'm concerned I may not make it now. At first I thought, well, maybe it leveled off, and I felt like I could drive about 60 miles an hour here on the interstate, but 60 miles an hour is too fast now. You can see everybody's passing me by like I'm standing still. And I'm only able to go about 55 miles an hour right now. So I don't know if I'll be able to make it. That's what this video is going to be about, just trying to get over to the Raleigh Service Center. So hopefully I can get there, because I was thinking, well, maybe I can wait till my tires are coming in that are from the referral program, but I have a feeling I'm going to have to buy, or somebody's got to loan me a tire or some combination of that in order to make it till that happens. Because this just keeps getting progressively worse as it has throughout the whole drive. And as I mentioned in my previous video, this has been going on before this trip, which is a 2,000 mile plus trip. It's been going on before that. It was just so slight, I didn't really notice what was going on, and just become progressively worse and worse during this trip. Okay, just got over here to the Tesla supercharger in Fayetteville, and I'm looking at the tire, and I can see here's the spot where it was before. You can see it's kind of pushed in that area. But I can see over here it's getting worse. I can see there's a bulge right here. There's a bulge on this. I never saw this before, but right in this area it rises up a little bit. So I think it's getting worse because of that. Alright, well, it's the morning of, well, next morning anyway. Haven't gotten to get my tire taken care of. We'll be doing that soon. It's gonna be like the longest drive of my life probably, I think. We'll see how it goes. You can see I've got 75 miles to drive to actually I gotta take a real estate class, and then Denise is gonna take the car to the Raleigh Service Center. So it's probably gonna be more like 85 miles altogether. And it's gonna be really tough to do that. I don't know how things are gonna go, but hopefully they'll be smooth. Here's the tire in question. It looks okay just looking at it like this, but as we saw and I recorded, it's definitely got problems and it's just on the way out. So I'm hoping we can make it. Okay, we're driving now in Fayetteville. It's vibrating pretty bad at like 30 miles an hour. I can tell you that right now. It's thumping too. It's like thump, 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 thump. Every time it hits the worst spot, I guess, it's thumping. So I just hope we can make it. It just keeps getting progressively worse. and obviously I don't want to cause any damage to the car, but if I get it towed in by a flatbed, then I'm going to miss my class probably. I'll have to take an Uber or something, and even then that's going to be a huge bill for somebody, because it'll have to be towed over to Raleigh Service Center. I looked it up last night. There's no service centers in the entire state of South Carolina. So the Raleigh Service Center is the closest to where we noticed this as an actual issue. So that's part of the issue that's going on right now, because maybe if there was one in South Carolina, this could have been taken care of by now. Okay, this is really bad. I'm up to 42 now. I don't think I can go any faster. I've got everybody in the world passing me. I got my hazards on. But what's really weird about this whole thing is that like autopilot works. It's not giving me any warnings of any kind. What if this vehicle was driving itself somewhere, you know, and picking people up? It would just keep going like this. There's apparently no way to sense that this is a problem, and there should be a way to sense that this is a problem. Okay, we've traveled about 12 miles today, so still got 64 miles to get to my location. And I don't think we're going to be able to go above 40 miles an hour on this trip. It's just gotten that bad. It feels like I got a square for a tire on the back passenger side. Let's see if I can bump it up. Oh, it's making some weird sounds. Oh my gosh, that sounds bad. I think I got to go down. I can't go any faster. Alright, here's what the car sounds like. This is the tire right here. Back passenger. Everything else is going smoothly. It's just that one tire. And it really wobbles when you get at a low speeds. This is probably one of the better speeds to go. As long as we can keep it up, I think we'll be okay and I'll make it on time. Okay, we've now got about 43 miles to drop me off, which means we've traveled about 25 miles, I think, at this point. And it is getting worse, unfortunately. Although, in some respects, it seems like the tire's getting rounder since it hasn't been sitting overnight like it was. But I know that's only temporary.
Now take the US 421 bypass north exit on the right.
All right, we're a little more than halfway there. I think my last little update just a few seconds ago, we had actually gone 35 miles, not 25. And we've got probably another 34 miles, something like that, to go. So we're just about halfway, and I'm hoping we'll make it. You see, everybody's flying by me on this road. And we're gonna hit traffic here. I know, I can tell from the GPS, but it's rerouting me into another route to take that's faster, but I think I'm actually gonna take the traffic road with all the cars on it, because I don't wanna go this fast anyway. I don't even wanna go this fast. And I think it might actually help me to do that. Okay, I've got about 20 miles to go. I'm getting passed by every gravel truck there is. And I'm still hoping we can make it. We're still hanging in there, locked in at 46 miles an hour. So like I said, about 20 miles to go to my destination, and then a couple miles to go. Denise is going to take the car to the service center from there. I'm hearing another noise now. This is not good. Okay, it's giving me a shortcut. I can get there maybe in 13 miles to where I have to go, and then Denise can take it to the service center. We really need to get there as soon as possible. it's definitely getting worse. I may have to start slowing the speed down, but I really can't on this road. You can see everybody's flying by me. Let me see where I can get off. Hopefully I can get off onto a smaller road soon. I think what I'm hearing is just more of the harmonics and shaking that is shaking through the whole vehicle. It's just, it's crazy because this vehicle is so heavy that it can shake it like that. And even at the lower speeds, it makes the car wobble. You have to give it so much force because this thing weighs like 5,400 pounds. Yeah, we're gonna get off the road soon. In about 5 miles or less, we're gonna get off this road and onto smaller secondary roads. We're gonna need to do that. Can you hear that? Whoa, 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 whoa. It's just shaking everything. Like a rhythmic shaking. It's starting to it's kind of smooth out there, down there at 42, but now it's making a different. Yeah, let's drop it to 45. 46 is too much for it now. I think 45 is the maximum now. Okay, we're off the road.
Now turn left onto Southeast Cary Parkway.
It's just very lumpy. Lump, lump, lump. Even though it's a little bumpy, this is a much more pleasant driving experience than on the interstate. We're in Cary now, heading downtown. It's much better, much easier. If you haven't been to Cary downtown, this is it. It's a fountain that they put together that they have here downtown. Cary. Oh, it won't let me do autopilot. There, now it lets me do it. I hope we're not going to hit these cars. Are we close?
No, not even close. You had 3 feet.
The tire's still lumpy. I can hear it. Womp, 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 womp.
It's not going to heal itself.
Okay, we made it to my destination, but Denise still has to get the Tesla. It says 11 miles. I guess maybe it is still 11 miles. But that's if you take the interstates. We'll probably try to see if she can reroute it so that she's off the interstates. But hopefully she can make it, and then that'll be the end of this video. This is like part 2 of this whole saga. So part 3 will be after we figure out what's going on and look for that one too.